everybody, I'm the Pop Song Professor, and welcome to my channel where we make English class awesome by talking about song lyrics. Today we're talking about Now, Not Yet by Half Alive. 2 songs is as far as I got into this album before I started tearing up. This is gonna be an emotional album discussion here. I was gonna listen to the whole thing and then talk about it, but I decided to, listen to it and talk to you guys directly after each song because I think that this album is a good one to experience together. So that being said, let's jump into it. First song on the album is Okay, Okay, and we've talked about this one before. There's a cool music video for it, but this one hits me hard, guys. I think I begin to see that this album has a lot to do with talking about fame and your perception of yourself and who you're supposed to be. Whether it's fame or not, honestly, I think it applies to anybody. But I think a lot of us put pressure on ourselves to be something or to be someone, and this album just tears that whole concept apart and dives deep and analyzes every single bit in this really thorough artistic way. We hear the first bit of that on Okay Okay. Far too great a toll it's played on me, the pull of popularity, trying to squeeze into a mold, just an actor in a role, but I'm through with being you. I know it's okay to be me. How do you get to the point where you feel like it's okay to be me? The concept of that seems so foreign to me. I don't know, guys, I get way too vulnerable and too honest when I talk about Half Alive music because it just touches me on this deep note. And it's not like I'm fake all the time or something, but the thought of it's okay to be me. I feel like there's always this pressure to be better, to work harder, to do more, right? And for it to just be okay to be you, that's a powerful concept that Josh Taylor and the rest of the band are diving into here. They also sing Far Too Great a Toll It's Played on Me, The Animal of Destiny. Now this is really artistic. This is such good written lyrics. The animal of destiny, I've seen it from afar, saw its teeth and felt its claws, felt it ripping me apart to find my place among the stars. The metaphor's a little bit mixed, but the animal of destiny, that's so cool. It's so well put together, and they do such a great job of painting the picture here. This is art. This is art. The song Runaway is powerful too. This is the one that really got me this time. They sing, staring into my reflection, redirecting my perfection somewhere else. When there isn't any progress, lean in, truth, inside the promise, it is well. And that it is well is a reference to a Christian hymn, just kind of this permission to be at peace in the moment. But staring into my reflection, looking at who you are, redirecting my perfection, my idea of who I should be, somewhere else. Just set it aside. When there isn't any progress, lean in, truth inside the promise. The promise is that, in this case, they're saying it's that it is well, that it'll be okay. And that, man, that just hits me hard. I use a lot of measuring sticks to measure my life and to try to move forward and to, figure out who I am and who I should be. And for somebody to say that, just to have those lines, those are some of the most touching lyrics I've ever felt. They continue, I hold my life out in front of me, dreams of who I want to be. I'm seeing every empty page, all the things they haven't accomplished or that they might in the future, but I find that everything I am is everything I should be. Yeah, I don't need to run away. And that's powerful to me because, yeah, there's this little part of me when it comes to stressful measurements of me trying to be who I should be or should be that says you should run away. You should just kind of give up and go be a hippie in the woods or something. And it's a good thing to hear. And now we get to the songs that I didn't already plan notes for. And the first one up is Maybe. I think so far out of the songs, Maybe might be my favorite one for how it sounds. It's got this really cool lilt to it. It's very exciting and feels very fun, and it's got a very hopeful, positive message. Maybe fear can't define all the walls till you enter, and even blood, who you're related to, couldn't bind who you are at the center. Could it be that you're more than the scars on the surface? And in an interview, the band has said that the song is just encouraging people to look at things more positively. The next song on the album is Still Feel, and this is probably the one that everybody knows. It was the big lead single that really took Half Alive into the mainstream. Such a fun, awesome song, and the choreography for the music video may be the best part. The song has these lines, but I can feel a kick down in my soul, and it's pulling me back to earth to let me know I am not a slave, can't be contained, so pick me from the dark and pull me from the grave. And it's about a time in the lead singer Josh Taylor's life where he felt kind of removed from his life and he felt a little bit, I don't know, he just didn't feel like he was completely all there, and he lacked the sense of investment or the sense of, maybe a sense of joy. And so he wrote this song about, you know, kind of reaffirming some truths to himself about how what he was doing still mattered and reminding him of who he was. Next up is a song called Trust with 2 capital T's, and this one hits home too. My gosh, this song is about doubt and faith, particularly in a Christian sense, and I just released a video talking about why I stopped listening to Christian music, and it was partially because Christian artists a lot of times don't seem to be able to actually struggle or talk about real struggles. Like, it all just seems very fake or very shallow. But I mean, this is the kind of song that needs to be on a Christian radio station. This is the kind of song that needs to be like the lead song, like the main song on a Christian radio station. Listen to this line. It's the pre-chorus. Lord, help me, there's a thorn in my side. I feel the tension and the fear and truth. I carry life in between the divide, but all the wrestling has left me bruised. How sweet the taste of certainty. The gift you gave is safe with me. And this is a song that's talking about doubt. And doubt is something that nearly all Christians struggle with. It's something that I struggle with. It's not a weird or an unusual thing to struggle with. And that doubt is, you know, is God real? Does he have me? Is everything going to be okay? Those are the kinds of questions that get asked. You know, am I believing in nothing, right? Like, is this all fake? But he's talking about having that wrestling match with his own doubt here. Like, that's exactly what this is about. That thorn in his side is a scriptural reference. He even says, Lord, I feel the tension in the fear versus the truth. I carry life in between the divide. But he says, he comes to this resolution of the gift you gave is safe with me. So like, he acknowledges the struggle, but affirms his desire to keep following God and like having that faith no matter whether it's difficult or not. There's so many good lines in the song. If doubt is something that you struggle with and you're a Christian, you need to go listen to the song. You need to go read the lyrics. It's gonna be just, it's powerful. Wow, okay, so I think I've talked about Arrow before, but it really keeps hitting me. Some of the stuff in this album, it just feels like it's written for me. I don't understand. I don't, like, even with 21 Pilots and other albums I've talked about, I've never felt an album hit this close to home before. This feels like the personal album written for Cliff in a lot of ways, which is kind of scary, but like, listen to these lines. I'm fast out and I'm exhausted, out of breath, thinking where I went wrong. This heart is afraid to beat slowly, miss a chance at what I could become. I know that I can't run forever, but I can't stand still for too long. Yes, oh my freaking gosh, guys. This heart is afraid to beat slowly, miss a chance at what I could become. I mean, I could explain this and talk about how I relate to it, but I feel like it just says it perfectly. I know that I can't run forever, but I can't stand still for too long. I've had conversations with April about this where I talk about, like, you know, I feel like I have opportunities, and if I don't take advantage of them, they're not gonna come around again. I'm gonna miss out. There's things that I could be doing, you know, to help people or to accomplish things. And yeah, my heart is afraid to beat slowly. Like what if I stop running towards stuff? My gosh, why is this happening? Yeah, and I mean, that makes the chorus so real. Like, the hardest place to be is right where you are, in the space between the finish and the start. It's the arrow in your heart. And you know what? That metaphor actually makes really good sense. I mean, that is the arrow in your heart. Like, that having to wait and be patient in the middle while things happen around you or don't happen. Man. Pure Gold is next, and I don't want to talk about this one. I've already gotten way too emotional. This next song is a very emotional one. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Yeah, well, I mean, that's pretty emotional. Gosh, so I really like the first few lines of the verse. I'm kind of off right now, honestly. Breathe what defines and describes your worth. Climb, measure height by the winds. Discern, wait for the tides of change will come, and reach for the sight of being undone. And then it kind of goes back to a Christian message of, oh Lord, I'm recognizing, you know, culture unfold and honor restore, so close, I'm recognizing. And first line of the chorus, oh no, the beauty you hold. And it seems to be about, you know, sure, go for things, but recognize where the pure gold is, and that's in God. And move with the grace of your value redeemed. Oh, wow. Wow. Ice Cold. God, gosh, that's a powerful song too. Honestly, this song is much more like positive, and a lot of these I think delve into some really negative feelings and tries to combat them, but like Ice Cold is very much like, hey, like you need to be happy and there's good reason to be happy. Okay, that rant or that video I made about Christian music being bad, like this album is everything that Christian music should be. I mean, if you've watched that video, you know what I'm talking about, but he says, haven't you noticed this beauty and focus is dwelling in the depths of you? That is so encouraging, because I don't know if you're like me, but I think we all spend time thinking about what's wrong with us. And maybe not everybody does. Maybe some people are out there and like, I'm amazing, and that's all cool. And maybe some of you are mature enough that you have a very balanced perspective of yourself. But I think everybody at some point or another goes into a phase or a stage where they're just like, man, I'm so screwed up. There's stuff wrong with me. I just feel like I'm causing all, problems in my life. And that's something that I struggle with too. There's a lot of like perfectionism in my heart and in my mind, which perfectionism is not a good thing. It's something I'm working on. But you hear a song like this, haven't you noticed this beauty and focus is dwelling in the depths of you? A desperate longing to break through, and then later on, holding that pain is holding you back, keeping that rage is keeping you sad, caught in the wake of memories past, pulling you down till you drown in the bad. If that isn't exactly the perfect description of like the negative side of my mental state, like when my mental state is in a negative place, it's like exactly like this in a lot of ways. But this song is so positive, it's so like cheery, and it acknowledges the bad but pushes you towards something good and affirms like good truths about you when you listen to it. This is a good song. Oh, frick. I'm listening to like the first verse and it's another, like they're doing it again. My gosh, going back to listening now. So the song Rest is another one. They just keep freaking doing this. This is insane. So in the first verse, it was something I believed in. Ain't no rest until the bank account's peaking. They say the city never sleeps in, but living busy isn't giving you your worth. Living busy isn't giving you your worth. Guys, when I don't think, and I'm just hustling and I'm just going, and I think there's all these things I want to do, like living busy, giving me my worth is something that I'm not proud of it, but that's something that I tend to believe. Slowing down is fighting back. The time you take is given back. Shifting gears is saving gas. He says in the pre-chorus, hiding in the quiet is a world of wisdom. Slowing down and see it. In verse 2, they talk about taking a break every week for a day just to relax. And the bridge, they describe resting as leaving room for greater paths, letting go and kicking back, reading books and taking baths. Slowing down is, oh my gosh. I mean, I've been really intentionally trying to take a break every week and to not overschedule myself. But it's so powerful to hear a song from somebody who's like affirming it, right? Like this is good stuff. I don't always do a good job of taking breaks. I work really, really hard. And I don't know, this feels like it affirms this part of me that says, hey, look, work's not all that there is. You gotta find time in life for other things, for resting, for becoming a better person, for just enjoying life. And wow. Okay, that's it. I just started looking up tickets. I'm gonna go to one of their concert shows. That's happening. And to be honest, it's gonna take me a little while longer to fully process Breakfast emotionally and mentally. It's not really, I mean, it's a song, but it doesn't seem, it feels more like a pre-outro to the last song. It feels more like they're like hitting some of the themes. It feels almost like an interlude. But there were some lines there that I thought were really powerful and that summarized this freaking album perfectly. Letting my guard down enough to be held close. There's strength in the open, the broken and exposed. And I mean, that's true. When you expose what's broken and you talk about it, that gives you the opportunity to heal it. You can't fix a problem until you've recognized it. Final song is Creature, and this is one that I don't think I've fully listened to yet. Like I've had the album on in the background the past few days, but yeah, I've heard a lot of interesting things about this song from people. So let's see what's there. Well, I listened to it, and Creature is incredible as well. Yeah, you guessed it. It's It's a freaking good album, guys. So this song is largely about like the juxtaposition between living life right now and what you hope what comes after life to be. They use a lot of dialectical thinking, and so you have this thesis, you have the antithesis, the thing opposite of the original idea, and you have the synthesis. So, you know, they talk about living in the space between, or the balance of complete and incomplete, and that middle ground, whatever being both of those things or having elements of both of those things is what life is. And so it's this constant gray area, which that theme goes throughout the entire album. We see that, but the bigger picture of Creature is living in this sort of like on earth, trying to make life good, knowing that it's not perfect. There's decay and there are bad things, but you know, one day there's gonna be something good. It's gonna be glorious. And they allude to that very directly, as a lot of people have commented to me in the outro here, where they sing, "I'm looking forward to the day when life can grow without decay. Humanity is not alone when Jesus Christ sits on the throne. These hidden mirrors expose the mess, the selfish turns to selflessness. Haunted by a darker side, transcends to walking in the light, and slowly I'm recovering the beauty of discovery." Obviously some very strong Christian themes there. It's not even a theme, it's a statement at this point, and I think it's a powerful way to end this album. So to talk about the album as a whole for a couple of minutes, I think what you've seen today in watching this video has been the transformation of someone who is now the world's biggest Half Alive fan. I'm just gonna go ahead and call it. I'm the world's biggest Half Alive fan as of right now. This album was powerful, it was incredible. It felt like it was written to me personally. I don't think that everybody is going to identify with what's being talked about here, especially if somebody's not a Christian. Even then, there's still going to be relatable stuff, but the song overall has this like thread of Christianity through every single song, and at the very final one, it's very explicitly stated, but you know, we have this day of rest referred to in an earlier song. We have these ideas of, you know, of destiny and who you're going to be, but all kind of in the light of like who God wants you to be throughout the entire album there. And I think that the music and the lyrics are applicable to anybody, but I think it's especially powerful to people who share the faith of the people who wrote this song. I think that this album was in a lot of ways exactly what I need to hear on so many days, and so it's gonna have, I mean, it automatically already has hugely personal significance to me just based on what's being said. But I think that beyond that, the fact that everything is so carefully written, like the lyrics are so solid, like there's some really good lyrics in here, the metaphors are beautiful, the execution of this, the presentation of the thoughts doesn't hit somebody over the head with the messages, but rather the whole album just kind of feels reassuring. There are songs where we feel reassured because somebody empathizes with us and knows how we feel, and there are songs that are reassuring because they basically just reassure you. I mean, I think, I don't remember what song it was specifically, but when they say breathe, and they talk about your heartbeat not having to go so fast and being able to beat slowly. Like, there's just this peace that's in this album. And musically, it's unlike any band that I currently listen to or I've ever really paid any attention to. It feels eclectic and interesting. Sometimes I don't completely understand what's happening musically. I love when they bring the trumpets in, but it has like this, I don't know, it's never intense. It always feels calm, but it still has like this energy underlying what's happening musically. And I think that has to do with there being a lot of layering, a lot of details with what's happening, and a lot of like, you know, enhancements to the vocals or the instruments. The music doesn't feel simple, but it feels peaceful. There's peace in the complexity of what's happening here. There's peace and there's energy, which I always like. This was without a doubt one of my favorite albums of all time. I think that Now, Not Yet is one of my favorite albums I've ever listened to. I'm gonna give you guys some suggestions for some more Half Alive explanations in a second, but first I just wanna say that if you like what I'm doing on this channel, you wanna help support it, and you wanna be part of the like niche inner circle community where we talk about these songs, we help each other write songs, we share memes sometimes, we share what we're going through, what we're talking about. My Patreon is a fantastic community of people just like you who want to go deeper with their lyrics, and some of them even want to make their own songs. I'll put a link to it in the description. Please check it out, and I'd love to have you join. We've got a cool Facebook group where we talk about stuff. We have monthly podcasts coming out from me, including behind the scenes stuff. In fact, tomorrow I'm doing a live stream where I critique people's lyrics. So that's gonna be cool. If you wanna watch more Half-Alive explanations, this is the one where I almost started crying. That's Runaway by Half-Alive, and this one is Okay, Okay, the one with the very confusing and interesting music video. So check those out, guys, and I'll talk to you soon.